Billionaires, multimillionaires, and millionaires, and every successful person I've met in my entire life have all had one very simple thing in common that you probably don't have, which is their way of thinking. In specific, it's their way of thinking when it comes to thinking long term, macro thinking, and not micro thinking. And today, the reason why you should stay to the end of this video is because this breakthrough, this understanding, this paradigm, this lens to view life through, success through, changed my entire trajectory of where I was going and really, really helped me actually not only make my first dollars online, but exponential growth consistently year on year and year on year. And once I understood this, I've earned more money every single year that I've understood this. So let's go ahead and dive in and let me share this principle and way of thinking with you. The reason a lot of people aren't successful with making money online is for the simple fact that they don't have longer term thinking, as I just mentioned. And so really, if you look at this graph here, your results with making money online is going to look like this, right? You've got time on the bottom axis and you've got results here on the left, right? There is going to be an inflection point where you start to exponentially grow, and this may take a long time for you. But the reason why a lot of people really struggle with this whole thing is because they can't think long term. They basically get sold the dream of 30, 60, 90 days. It's going to happen overnight. You're going to be sipping pina coladas by the beach, and you're going to be crushing it. You hit the first roadblock, the first problem, you give up, right? Most people give up here, right? Even if they have a mentor or a course, right? They tend to just give up really early because at the first problem, the first roadblock, the first hurdle, instead of having the mindset of I'm just going to run through as many brick walls as I need to get to where I want to go, they lack the long-term thinking. They think short-term, now. A lot of people who, I guess, work a 9-to-5 or a traditional job don't have a significant amount of cash flow available, and this is what I've found, think in very much survival mode. How am I going to pay the bills next week? How am I going to do this? How am I going to save? So on, so on, so on. It's very much in the weekly time frame. We're not thinking in the weeks and months ahead. And the reason I know this is because I was in that position, right? When I was 18 years old, I was thinking, cool, how am I going to make as much money possible in the shortest amount of time possible? And that made this process infinitely more difficult. And when you understand that there is this law of accumulation of play, this is when you can start taking your head out of the sand and stop thinking now. Stop thinking in the micro, start thinking in the macro, right? The law of accumulation. I want to introduce this to you. Every financial achievement is an accumulation of hundreds of small efforts and sacrifices that no one ever sees or appreciates. The achievement of financial independence will require a tremendous number of small efforts on your part. This is what I mean here. Most people, when they begin the journey of making money online or any financial success, it feels like you're going nowhere. But the thing is, I want you to understand is that everything that you do on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis all counts, right? You think that, not eating good food and not training at the gym doesn't count, right? It absolutely does count. In fact, it's the same thing with fitness as it is with business, right? You need to focus on what you do on a daily basis so that you can think more longer term and focus on the inputs, not the outputs. Let me explain what I mean by this. The sum of what you want to achieve is literally the sum of two variables, inputs and outputs. Most people, especially when they're trying to make their first dollars online, is they focus too much on this. They focus, high ticket sales, for example. They focus too much on the interviews. They focus too much on the jobs. They focus too much on the stuff that is going to inevitably happen if you actually just do the things required to make it work. It's not rocket science. What you put in is what you get out. But most people fail to do the right things for a long enough time. More importantly, two things. The quality of things or the frequency of things that go in the system, they can't do it for long enough. And this input is multiplied to the exponent of time. We've visited this equation in previous videos before, but just to give you guys a quick overview, high-level view, The output is the goal. 10K a month, whatever you want to make. Like that's the thing you want to achieve, right? Most people really like to overcomplicate this, and I'm making it as simple as I possibly can for you, right? The equation at play here is if you are not where you want to be, it's because you haven't got the right strategy, the quality of the things you're putting in the machine simply isn't enough, or you haven't put enough into the machine, right? And third and finally, you haven't done enough time with the thing, right? So many people come to me all the time, and I've coached thousands of students in multiple different training programs across the board. And I hear this all the time. Connor, I'm doing this thing, it doesn't work. Connor, I've tried this, it doesn't work, right? Well, my question is, how long have you actually been doing it? Because most people, like I mentioned, tend to fail at this early spot here because they give up so easy. When people join the RSA mastermind, there is literally only two ways you can fail. You either give up or you don't put in the effort, right? Is that simple, right? We've done it with so many people now, and I've done it myself so many times that it is literally proven that if you follow the process, it will work. But so many people without a mentor, right, without the right guidance, tend to go, well, this is too hard, I give up, right? And this is why so many people can't make money online, and they really, really struggle to do so because they lack the long-term thinking. They think that when they get the first problem, then that's when they stop. No, right? This is the important part. You have to get bad results. You have to get undesirable results, right? You have to fail. You have to be rejected. You have to fail, right? This is the building blocks to success. This is the cornerstones for success. These are the foundations of how success is built. But so many people want everything now. They want the output. They want the job. They want the interview. They want the result, right? Understand that what you want will take time. If you want to make 10K a month online, right? This is not an overnight thing. This is going to take a ton of time. This is going to take a ton of effort. You're going to fail a bunch of times, right? And the sooner that you understand that, the better. And the sooner that you stop lying to yourself and stop listening to people online that tell you that you can do this in the next 3 months, right? I'm going to tell you, it's going to take you about 6 months to a year. This is what I tell all my guys, right? And this is why everybody inside the RSA Mastermind are that much more successful. We have a ton more case studies and interviews coming out of the channel very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. But the reason why is because not only the right strategy is there, not only the right effort is there, but they have this way of thinking, right? They think in the longer term, not in the day-to-day, the now and the now and the now and the now. They think, what can I do today that's going to produce the returns in the longer term, right? I'm going to give you an example of one of our guys, Steven, here in the community. Let me just go ahead and open up School. So we're just here in the School platform, guys, which is for the RSA Mastermind. And I wanted to show you one of the wins from one of the guys inside the community who just posted today. So if I just scroll down all the wins here, I kind of lost it there. Steven is someone who I want to highlight here because he'd been at it for about 40 days before he landed this great role, right? This took him a lot of time, a lot of effort. He failed a bunch of times and he messed up a bunch of times, but he was persistent and he knew that if he just kept following the process, he kept putting in the inputs that are proven, right? Coming back to this thing here, the quality of the inputs is good, right? If you're working in the community, the RSA Mastermind, you have the proven process, the strategy, it's already going to work. You know this. You just have to put the effort behind it. He just knew, as I told him when he came in, just put in the effort, right? The frequency of actions and do it for enough time and you'll be successful. And so he sent me a message today. And again, even sometimes he doubted himself. He wasn't sure that it was going to work for him, right? Because he was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm not getting results as fast as everyone else, so on and so on. And you can see here, like, he's landed a role with a very successful Amazon FBA company where the on-target earnings is between 3 and 6K a month. Relatively high ticket packages, and the top closers are averaging about $15,000 to $20,000 per month on the offer that he just landed today. Now, what is the typical person not going to do who isn't Steven, right? Like I mentioned, you're going to give up at this point. You're going to say it's too hard, making money online doesn't exist, it's a scam, it's not possible, all these people online are lying to me, right? This is what I hear all the time. Get rid of that victim mentality. Understand that if you have a mentor, if you have the right guidance, and you're following the right process, It's literally just a matter of time before you achieve what you want. And so many people lack the longer term thinking and understanding that this equation is at play. Don't focus on the outputs. Don't focus on what you get. Don't focus on the interviews. Don't focus on any of that stuff. That will come. You just need to focus on the right strategy and the right input, and everything that you want, the reality that you want to create, exists out there. You just need to take it with both hands and actually execute on the strategy that you need to achieve the goals that you want. So many people really get discouraged the first time that they get an undesirable result. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. There is so much potential out there for you. The key thing you want to take away from this video is, again, macro thinking. Macro versus micro thinking. Think outside the box, right? Think longer term, not in the day-to-day, not in the week-to-week, not how you're going to get your bills paid next week, right? If you possibly can, right? Think, what am I going to do in the next 6 months to a year so I can pull off my goals and I can achieve what I want, right? That's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some insights and you learned something. If you want some help really getting that guidance and getting to where you want to go much faster, like all of my guys inside the community do, inside the RSA Mastermind, there's a link down below in the bio and the description where you can go ahead and book a call with me and my team. Don't worry, it's free. And we can actually find out if you're a fit for what we do, and we can help you just as we've helped over 100 members at this point. So hope you have an amazing day, and I will speak to you guys very, very soon.